Hello, my friends, and welcome to the latest spin. I'm Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA, and it's Thursday. The weekend is coming. The weather is getting cold. It's a great time of year, and I hope everyone's doing well. And why am I coming at you later than usual? And it's real simple. All right, I just had the best interview I've ever done. Now, understand this. This is year 4 for me. All right. I'm almost a full presidential term through my time at Student Athlete World. Fortunately, there are no term limits. Bad joke. Okay. Anyway, I do every interview with our families. And so that's thousands. All right. I mean, I could almost do interviews in my sleep at this point. I love it. It's meeting new people from all over is probably my favorite part of the job, besides traveling. And I got to say that, hey, we have some interviews that are good, some not so good, some great, and then there's tonight. So here's what I'm going to say. If you are considering the United World Games Ice Hockey Tour, I have another reason why you want to go. And the reason is Tristan Polley. Tristan Polley out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I could not get enough of this interview. Possibly my favorite person I have met in my 4th year here at Student Athlete World USA. What an interview. What a kid. He's going to be playing a little puck at the United World Games. If you're watching this and you're thinking about doing that tour, which I highly suggest you do, you want to go just to hang out with Tristan and his dad too. But Tristan is just such a great kid. Oh, what a fun interview that was. Tim, hopefully we'll have an announcement soon that they're going. But this hockey tour got even better because Tristan's going. So Tristan, tell Dad, pack your bags. Let's go. Let's make this all official right now. Anyway, on to business. So as I've been doing, oh, by the way, Tim, you want to stick around for What in the World this week. This one's going to hit home, Tim. That's all I got to say, because the announcement was just made as I went live. And you're going to want to stay. I know you're sleeping right now, but you're going to want to stick around for What in the World. That's all I'm going to say about that. So as I've been doing as I've been doing for the last month, every week I'm going through a different tour to talk about the ins and outs of it, just reason why to look at this tour. So today I'm going to present about the Pyrenees Basketball Cup because not only is it a wonderful tour, but we just made it better. So we had an amazing meeting this week with the director of the Pyrenees Basketball Cup, and we put a little tweak in there that I think our travelers are going to love. So why do I love the Pyrenees Basketball Cup tour? Number one, you get like the full landscape experience. You start at the beach, you end in the mountains. All right, we land in Barcelona, Spain. There are few, if any, cities on the planet better than Barcelona. Just spectacular city. So from the travel standpoint right away, if your desire is to see European culture at its finest, this is the tour for you. Because there's nothing better than Barcelona. From the food, the people, the culture and customs, the architecture, the city itself, it is such an amazing city. And then we do practice down there. We have beach time down there. There's a lot of great activities in Barcelona because it's just such a great city. And then we go to the mountains, all right, the La Cerdanya region of Spain for the Pyrenees Basketball Cup. Last year, we had one team win the whole thing, one team come awfully close. It is a fiercely competitive tournament. And it is also in just this perfect location for any type of recreation, be it a basketball tournament or anything else. It really is an ideal setting. So you're literally going from the beach up into the mountains, and it's just a beautiful area of the world. Now, we also go into France because the Pyrenees Basketball Cup is pretty much on the French-Spanish border. So we're going to go into France this year. And also, we're going to add a third country this year. All right? So if you went on last year's tour and you loved it, you still missed out, as we'll be going to Andorra. Now, right now you might be thinking to yourself, I don't know anything about Andorra. I got to find out more about Andorra. Here's all you need to know about Andorra. It is amazing. That's Google the country. There's nothing about Andorra that you're not going to love. So, hot off the presses, little news flash, okay? Little headline for you. The Pyrenees Basketball Cup is now a 3-country tour. You get Spain, boom. France, boom. Andorra, boom. Beaches, boom. Mountains, boom. And amazing basketball. It's going to be an A++ tour. All right. So for those of you looking at basketball, for those of you who want an amazing European trip while playing great basketball, this is the tour for you. And that is our tour of the week. And now, what in the world? What in the world this week is sponsored by the Outback Steakhouse. Why? Because today, Outback Steakhouse announced they're closing bunches of restaurants. And here's my thing. Does anyone still eat at the Outback Steakhouse? Like, the fact that I think their numbers over the last 5 years have dipped 10%, but the number of Outback Steakhouses is still huge across the country. When the Outback Steakhouse first became a thing and they had the whole Aussie motif in their commercials, I think Ben Hogan was their pitch man. They're going back a while ago. I went because it was the hot thing. You'd go there and you have to wait an hour. And, the Bloomin' Onion, I'd still eat the Bloomin' Onion. I don't want to totally disparage the franchise. I think the Bloomin' Onion is one of the finer chain restaurant products that you come up with. But I can't remember, A, the last time I've been to an Outback Steakhouse, but B, the last time I found it to be good. All right. I'm a steak person. I love steak. Outback is a mistake, if you ask me, just my own. So I brought them aboard as a sponsor because I feel bad that, people are losing their jobs because they're closing restaurants. But I just didn't even realize that was still a thing. I guess I pass by one on occasion, but it's just not a big deal anymore. And, because to me, if I'm going to a chain steakhouse, at least for me, it's Texas Roadhouse, but there'll be a sponsor another time, but their bread and that butter won't. Anyway, so what in the world? So Tim, what in the world? University of Wisconsin. I get to talk about the Badgers, Tim. They just announced that Luke Fickell is coming back. I wonder, Tim, if you're hearing this from me first. I hope you are. I hope you woke up I got to post Mike's video on the social media. And the first you're hearing of this is now. Because I would love to, I want a selfie of your facial expression on our social media about the fact that Luke Fickell I wrote this down here, his 2-6 record this year and 15-19 overall. And they're bringing him back to Wisconsin. So let's put it this way. Okay. Look at all the coaches who have won games with a relative degree of consistency this year, but still lost their job. James Franklin. Okay. Brian Kelly. Okay. They got fired because they're winning. Well, maybe not Penn State, but overall, if you look at the body of James Franklin's work, he was a very successful football coach at Penn State who brought them out of the quagmire of the sanctions that came after the Jerry Sandusky scandal. I look at James Franklin as a success story for Penn State. And probably the next coach who they get is going to do even better. But he was their transition coach, and in my opinion, did a fantastic job. The fact that they started the season number 2 in the country is a credit to his work. Couldn't win the big game there. I didn't think he deserved to be fired midseason. I thought that was kind of silly, but whatever. They did it. But was it the right time for a move? Maybe. Okay. Brian Kelly, LSU. To be honest, I never understood that hire to begin with. I thought he was the square peg in a round hole to begin with. All right. He just, even from that awkward introductory speech he gave at a basketball game where he tried a really awful fake Cajun accent, I'll never forget seeing that. And he just never seemed to be a good fit for LSU. But he did win a substantial number of games there. All right. They were always in the top 20, generally spoken about in the national championship hunt, producing NFL players left and right. So the one thing Chip Kelly did not do was make them a consistent national championship contender. Brian Kelly, I keep saying Chip Kelly. Brian Kelly, sorry, my fault. But he's gone. But he was a consistent winner. And there's a few others. I don't need to go through the whole list. But Luke Fickell, or is it Fickell, whatever his last name is, he doesn't win anything. All right. He went from remember Wisconsin, if you're old enough to remember when they were good. Oh, I'm having all kinds of fun now, Tim. If you're old enough to remember when Wisconsin was good in football, it was because they played a smash mouth running style that ate up clock and always played stout defense. So to beat Wisconsin, you need to overcome the fact that they were going to win the time of possession battle substantially and then not give up many points. Not an exciting brand of football, Wisconsin, but effective. Okay? Because quite frankly, if I am looking at the Big Ten and I am being recruited by Michigan and Ohio State, I'm not going to go to University of Wisconsin. And Tim, there's no offense in that statement. You can't disagree with me. Ohio State and Michigan are fundamentally a better option than anyone else in the Big Ten, not just Wisconsin. I put Wisconsin in that category with Michigan State, who's not doing well right now, but where Michigan State over the years has had some really good football teams because it is a high quality institution for football. But they're not Ohio State, they're not Michigan, they're not going to be. Neither will Wisconsin. But Wisconsin, for a very long time, would play against Michigan and Ohio State and be competitive. And I'm sure, Tim, you'll fire back when they beat Michigan at some point, and everyone gets lucky, right? And they beat Ohio State in 1972 or whatever. But overall, though, we're talking about a program, Wisconsin, that consistently has been strong and competitive. And even in an off year, hey, maybe it's 8-3, maybe 7-4, and that's an off year. But a double-digit win season at Wisconsin has been somewhat commonplace, I feel like, in my lifetime. And then they hired Luke. And it's just, I haven't watched, and I watch a lot of college football, a meaningful college football game involving Wisconsin. I can't remember the last time that happened. It was certainly before I started working for you. And now they're bringing him back, for what? All right, what are they seeing in this team and this coach that makes them think to themselves, yeah, no, this guy deserves another crack at this? The only thing I could think of is that there's so much turnover going on right now. And when you think about it, look at all the big name programs right this minute looking for head coaches with very few candidates. There's one Lane Kiffin. He's going to end up somewhere else. Maybe Urban Meyer comes back and goes someplace. But who else is out there, right? And, LSU and Penn State and Florida are probably bigger names than Wisconsin. So, Lane Kiffin's not going to look at Wisconsin. So maybe the thought process is they have the best coach they're going to get. But if that's what they're thinking, then what they're saying is this is the best we're going to do. Tim, I'm sorry, man. You might want to find a new team. Oh my goodness. Right now, if I'm a Wisconsin fan, and no offense, but thank God I'm not, right now I'm thinking to myself, what's the point? Why are we even going to watch? Wow. Sorry, Tim. Had to do it, man. All right, I've been holding off on Wisconsin for most of my videos for a while, but I saw the news just as I was going live, and there you go. And that's it for the latest spin this week. As always, great fun. Maybe not Tim this week, but everyone else, hopefully you had fun. As always, how do you do the coolest thing you're ever going to do in sports? You go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, pack your bags. You all have a great week. We'll see everyone next Thursday.